Isambulo Winaka, I am Bonita and I represent a sex working organization based in the West. We look after the LGBT community as well as the sex working community in the Western Division, namely Lotoka, Nandi and Bang.
So, do you want to be a decision maker?
I want to be a decision maker, yes.
At what level? What do you want to be doing?
I want to be a decision maker right from the very primary stages, for example, from the family, right to in the society, from the society to the district level, right to the highest level. Because I feel that if we are not represented in these areas, then our issues won't be discussed properly and it won't come out from a person that's being affected by the issues, which is why I think that I want to be part of a decision making in whatever level it is.
So, how was your experience at the 2014 elections?
My experience personally was good and it was also bad. The reason why I say it was good because I participated in the democratization process of Fiji. I also say that it is bad because I only saw a few of the minority members that came. So that was the reason why I'm also sad, because I would also want them to share the space which I am also enjoying.
So, what do you want to see for the 2018 elections?
The big line of trans women, of lesbian and gay making their line and casting their vote, and that is what I want to see. Participatory and visibility of the minority community.
So, Parliament's meeting in July. What do you want them to be talking about, discussing, doing?
Overall, Parliament talks about issues, but I think the issues that they talk about are mostly not grassroots rooted, and it's not from the level as to where it should come from, right from the very primary stage. So I think they should always involve a lot of CSO engagement as well as network engagement, so that they can also be aware of what's the underground issues. Because we can have policies, but when we have policies, there'll be an advantage to these policies and a disadvantage to them. And it's also good that we see it from both perspectives.
As with every year, towards the end of the year, Parliament's going to be making decisions about the national budget. What are your top 3 national budget priorities? Where do you want to see the money go?
One is rural development with infrastructure, facilities. 2 is more to the Itoke affairs. This is with regards to formulating the Itoke race, with registering the people back into the VKB and probably formulating Itoke level of decision making, because I feel that it is still a barrier to women within the Itoke settings. That is the second one, and the third one is the health. I feel that facilities within the health sectors and services within the health sectors need to be sensitized.
Good afternoon, my name is Tara Ngandolo. I'm currently a law and psychology student at the University of the South Pacific and I'm 19 years old.
Thank you. Do you want to be a decision maker, and at what level or where?
Yes, of course I do want to be a decision maker, not only at home but also for future reference, probably when I start working. Also, I want to have a say in lots of things, not only to leave men to make decisions for me, but also to be able to make decisions on my own.
Thank you. How was your voting experience in 2014? I know you were 18. Did you vote?
Yes, I did vote. My experience last year, being a first-time voter as well, it was really, in a sense, it was really a proud moment for my family, especially being the only girl and then being the first one from the grandchildren to be voting. It was really a good thing for my granddad, because from that moment he saw that I can make a stand, and I can have put in a choice to who I want to be able to lead us. But my experience in the voting last year, it wasn't that fabulous. Waiting in long lines and in the hot sun, and took a while.
Okay, so the next elections, what would you like your experience to be?
I would really like the next elections to be smooth as possible. No waiting in long lines, and most probably the order in it was put in. It was all everyone was mixed up. The S's with the T's and so let's go so on. Yeah.
So as Parliament meets, what would you want them to do?
Parliament meets, what would I want them to do? Differences aside, to be able to discuss really important matters such as women, children, rights for children, especially children that are in the home, social welfare wise. Yeah, it's a really important topic. People tend to stray away from children that are not as privileged as other children who have parents. Their needs too are also important, and they are being neglected. I think that's a really important thing to be thinking about right now.
Okay, and what are your 3 national budget priorities?
Well, the first one is children living in homes. To my knowledge, they're not really given the much needed attention. It's always lots of things, other things that are not really necessary. The second one would be infrastructure, and the third one would also be health services.
My name is Zelda Kisun. I'm here on behalf of Fiji Disabled Federation.
And do you want to be a decision maker?
On a board level, yes, I would like to have an influence to be as a decision maker.
Okay. So on a board level?
Yes.
Okay. Tell me about your 2014 elections experience.
I did not register for the election.
Why not?
Because I wasn't more into politics. Like, I didn't know that it had much. I didn't attend the election or register for the election because I know that I wasn't really more interested in political issues back then.
Okay. So what do you expect for 2018 for you?
What I expect, especially for the organization that I'm in, that now that I'm more aware of the importance of politics and how that we are pushing or advocating towards an issue, especially awareness of disability, I hope that the government could actually give us more space in actually considering our issues more that has an influence in this next election.
Okay. So tell me, with Parliament meeting next month, what do you want them to be talking about?
I think they need to be talking about allocating more budget on accessibility, especially the infrastructure, so that at least right now in Fiji, I would say that it's not very accessible. Those in wheelchair, not just accessible in infrastructure, but information-wise. So I hope the government allocates budget in that, and also to ratify the CRPD.
Okay. So, sort of adding on to you mentioning the budget, what are your top 3 budget priorities? National budget priorities.
My top 3 national budget.
So, every year government decides where to give money. So do you want it maybe to go, you've already mentioned infrastructure, but aside from infrastructure, do you want better health services, more education opportunities? What do you really want there to be funding for?
I think the government should actually give through social welfare, because most people with disability get their allowances through social welfare, and I think the government needs to allocate more on social welfare and education to educate people out there in public about disability.
Any other areas that you think there should be funding for?
education.
No.